Well, hey Heidi-ho there YouTube, I'm Inkros, and today I'm discussing character design of mythological creatures and how I ended up creating my Sphinx character shown here. So without further ado, welcome to Character Design 101, Making Mythological Marvels. 1. The general idea. The first step of the character design process is fairly simple. It's just the general idea or concept you want to achieve. Perhaps it is a theme or a personality type you wish to have the character fulfill. An example of this would be a cheerful, light-wielding mage, or a princess who gets turned into a dragon. Depending on the character or species, you may also want to pick a culture from which they are based on, especially if your character is a creature from cultural mythology. Someone making a dragon character might look to Asian or Western influences, while a flying serpent character might be Aztec-inspired. The general idea of my Sphinx Nyla is that she is an Egyptian-inspired Sphinx character who is very alluring and regal. She is skilled in poetry, riddles, and dancing. 2. Historical and cultural research. Now that you have a type of culture you want as an inspiration, it's time to research that culture. Take a look at the mythology and artistic stylings of the era, picking and choosing aesthetic bits and pieces that would go well with your character. Look into the history and lore of your creature, as that can help you develop their body design as well as talents and personality. Since sphinxes are known for their riddle puzzles, I thought it would go well with her list of talents. The many ancient depictions of Sphinx in art was a help for her general aesthetic as well. I would suggest creating a folder on your desktop to contain any images that inspire you, or just get your brain pumping. 3. Pop culture research. In order to gain even more inspiration, look to pop culture. Research characters who have a similar aesthetic to yours. This can help you to get a more grounded sense of what you want in your design. Look up beautiful art and designs of your mythological creature, and you can see how that artist in particular interpreted the beast. This can give you new ideas that the historical research couldn't. Make sure to also take these pictures and add them to your folder. It's good to take a look back at some of them when designing your character. 4. Making a practical body. Mythological creatures don't always have practical designs. Centaurs are a prime example. So how do you take some of these creatures and make them a bit more functional? I ran into this problem with my Sphinx when I realized that I wanted her to be able to walk on 2 legs as well as 4. This presented a problem. Human bodies simply aren't equipped for walking on 4 legs, and yet I wanted her to be very anthropomorphic. So how could I solve this problem? In the end, I elongated her arms, and hands in particular, to make them more even with her legs. Her paws are designed specifically like a cat's, since the little pad where their thumbs would be is fairly high up compared to their other digits. I tried to mirror this in my own design. This made her transition from 2 to 4 legs seem more believable. Since sphinxes are part bird, part lion, and part human, I also had to keep in mind her wings. Big, beautiful wings were a given, but I also added tail feathers. Why? Well, when a bird flies, one of the ways it is able to turn in the air is with its tail. It adds a level of precision that isn't possible without. Giving my sphinx tail feathers would give her a more practical and visually balanced design. So I did, and I added a little lion tail in there too. When designing your creature, try to figure out ways to make them more practical. How do they work? What do they eat? Know the abilities and mechanics of the animals you are mixing. What location does your character live in? This can influence their structure greatly. 5. Crafting an outfit. One of the fun parts of making a character is their clothing. Look back in your research folder. Study the outfits of the historical subjects. How is the fabric fit together? What kind of jewelry and hairstyles are used? What materials and outfit shapes can be observed? What colors and motifs are most prominent? If you are seeking a very historically accurate costume, this should be all the research you need. If you desire to have a more fantastical costume, feel free to look at your pop culture research as well. 6. Backstory. Your character's personality and design can be heavily influenced by their backstory. Remember to keep this in mind when you design, as it is very important. Lady Nyla has tiny dragon scales all over her outfit. This is because her people found a way to skin dragons and use their scales as armor. Since Nyla is not a soldier, however, she uses the scales as pretty decorations on her person rather than armor. Battle scars, outfit choices, and hairstyles can also be influenced by backstory. 7. Initial concepts. Before you get right to making your final illustration, start by making various small sketches of your design. Sketch out different ideas you have for your character before deciding on a final one. This is a good way to refine your concept. Going straight to illustration makes you lose the benefit of getting out all of your ideas and finding the best out of them. Number 8. Character posing. When making the initial sketch for your illustration, posing is very important. The pose you choose to portray your character in is a good way of communicating their personality and mood. Their facial and body structure are very good things to keep in mind as well. Standing them in a stock standing pose is good for concept art, but for an illustration, you have more freedom. Number 9. Line art. After your rough sketch is finished, it's time to make clean line art. While this can sometimes be a struggle as well as time-consuming, if you use Photoshop, there is a tool called Lazy Nizumi that can help you out a lot. Definitely check out their site. I'll put a link into the description below. 10. Choosing colors. Making a good color scheme can make or break your design. It is one of the most important parts of your creation. While color theory is mostly an acquired skill, I'll do my best to walk you through some of my logic when designing color schemes. First off, don't pick too many colors. Try to choose as few as possible. It's normally a very good idea to use a color more than once on your character. Red, light blue, dark blue, and gold were the main colors on my character. Various browns, whites, and blacks were also used as my neutral colors. Neutral colors are important because without them, your design can be completely overloaded with too many bright colors. If I had made her dress red, for example, it would have taken away from the splendor of her wings, and drawn away from the red on her lips, which intentionally makes the eye go to her face. Her colored makeup and bright eyes also help draw attention. Try to put the most bright colors where you want your audience to look. Balancing where you put each color is also important. Make sure there is a good visual weight to your piece. Having red only on a tiny corner of your character and nowhere else is not good balance, same as putting red all at the top or at the bottom. Try to keep colors spaced out. There are always exceptions to rules like these, but they're generally good to follow. A good example of color would probably be Kindred and Star Guardian Lux from League of Legends. Notice how their colors are sparsely chosen and spread out very well. They're very balanced. A bad example might be Zarya from Overwatch or Kayn from League of Legends. Zarya's pink hair just doesn't go very well with the type of blue on her outfit, at least I think so. And Kayn's one stripe of blue on his whole outfit is not really a good way to balance out his color. Make sure your colors look good together and aren't overwhelming. The reason I specifically chose the colors I did was because of the research I did into Egyptian fashion. Their clothing consisted of neutral tones, while their jewelry made up the color of their outfits. Whenever a creature with wings is depicted in Egyptian art, the feathers' colors are almost always dark blue, light blue, red, and gold. This made my color range an easy choice. The only issue was figuring out exactly where to put them. 11. Finishing up. Now it is time for you to finish up your piece by shading it and adding the last touches. Nice! Now it's time to post it on social media and feel good about yourself. I hope this video was helpful for you. I had a lot of fun designing Lady Nyla despite the fact that it was very hard work and perhaps the most challenging character I've ever made. Here's to your future artistic endeavors. If you would like to see more artwork like this, feel free to check out my DeviantArt page, my Twitter, and my ArtStation profile. Links to all these will be in the description. You can also support more videos like this on Patreon. Patreon subscribers who donate over $5 will be allowed to join my Patreon Discord, which is really fun, and we've been having a lot of fun talking about random stuff on there, so it's been pretty nice. The link to this is also in the description as well. I am currently doing fun little streams on Twitch as well as YouTube. On Wednesdays at about 5 CST, I'm doing Persona 5 streams on Twitch, and I might also be starting to do Destiny 2 streams on Fridays at 5. And as you guys might also have been seeing, I do commission streams on Saturdays at 5 as well. Definitely take a look out for those. I'll put a link to my Twitch in the description. And last but not least, make sure to check out the Dragon Queen Redbubble page.